super duper exciting edition of Inside Media Weekly. We're having a public domain discussion as we
Exciting.
speak.
Scintillating.
By the way, the ABC song
If you're wondering.
was first copyrighted, according to Wikipedia, in 1835.
Well,
Charles Bradley. But of course, ABC song, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and Baa Baa Black Sheep are all basically the same song from the 1761 French melody. I can't even begin to pronounce it. I'm Ryan Boni. Kevin Bastos is here.
thank you for having
Justin
me.
Pinto is here without his image on a phone this time.
I'm here.
He's here.
That was great. I actually went to the website and saw that.
And there's sea otters. A sea otter.
Won it! Look!
Oh, and another one pops up. So,
Look out.
Wow.
Big show.
Great, look at this.
When we start, like,
at this, they're
borderline on time, they're ready to go.
I'm not sure what that one's
You
doing
should
there.
take this as a lesson and show up on time.
Wow.
It's all the way upstairs. It's far coming down. Then we had the double fire drill. Did we have a fire drill? Did we not have a fire drill that day? It was very confusing.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Students in Mr. Pinto's class should not necessarily have to be on time because it's really far.
Well, I always tell them, you can write me up and I'll write you up, and we'll see who gets in trouble first.
Getting ugly
That's a good
already.
one.
Yeah, you can be late if you want. You just have to live with the consequences. That's all.
So the good news is, Inside Media Weekly, the script for the show is not left under a bed anywhere.
Thank goodness.
So I don't know if you've been following this story. So
I have
word
not.
came out that Star Wars: Rise of the Skywalker script was left under. The original stories came out that it was left under the bed of a hotel room. There might have been some partying. Cleaning crew found
What?
it, gave it to somebody else. They sold it on eBay. Disney representatives were the actual ones that made the purchase because they became aware of it and bought it for apparently 65 pounds or something like that.
65 pounds?
Well, so
I don't think it was advertised correctly. Nobody really quite knew what they had.
well,
65 pounds?
With the exchange rate, that's like $72.
$100.
so obviously from the beginning, as the story was developing, you knew it had to be a principal actor because there's no way they're giving the scripts to Bespin Guard number 4 was not getting the full script.
Probably not.
And then, so John Boyega eventually came clean and said that it was me. But then it turned out it wasn't a hotel, it was his apartment. And he was moving, and he didn't want to put it in a moving box. So at night, he put it under his bed, was going to grab it in the morning. And then his kids came over first thing in the morning. They were playing, and then they left, and they forgot.
If I had $1.
But what's funny is J.J. Abrams publicly has come out and said, not that big a deal. We don't care as much about secrecy as we did before. I'm really confident in the thing, although this article talks about that J.J. Abrams was definitely upset over the leaked script. My whole thing was this cleaning person. So
Not a cleaning person anymore, right? Would have been somebody else who moved in afterward?
No,
or-
it was the people coming in to clean the apartment
After he moved out.
After he moved out. And I assume
Okay.
I assume this was like a lot of actors and athletes, they have temporary places when they're filming
Right,
film or
right.
whatever. But so this person finds a script to Star Wars and has two choices. One, you could do the honorable thing and call up Disney or John Boyega
Just call them Disney.
and say, "Hey, I found this
1-800-Disney. You're not going to believe this, Disney.
I found this script."
I've got the script. No, you don't. Okay, fine. I don't, but I do.
But instead they put it on eBay and sell it for
65
I
pounds.
think it was 65 or was it 85?
It was 65. I kept looking for like a comma and some zeros or something.
So, but then I was thinking for a second, I was like, well, wait a minute. That's, you have something like this. If you come out and make a big deal about it, Disney could come and arrest you for receiving stolen property or that kind of stuff. So you take your 65 pounds and you move on.
Is it stolen property, though? If it's abandoned,
Good
I mean,
question.
technically that's garbage. If you're saying, clean up after me, that is garbage. That's not abandoned property anymore. That's not stolen. Stolen is me, slipping in under the guise of night, going in, taking something, whatever. I mean, technically, should I have given it? Yeah, that's the moral thing to do, but it's not. I don't think this is illegal.
By the way, as we shoot this show today, 65 pounds sterling is $84.52 US dollars as of today. And okay,
I would have paid $85 for the script.
I understand.
well, and that's the thing
I don't
is,
think I would have.
I just would have. Yeah, I don't know what I would do with it, but
My guess is they had a higher max than $85.
you think so?
Yeah, if I went in and bid like $100 on that, that would have been like boop, 100. You've been outbid by $5.
I was figuring that
or
buy it now
6
must have been
pence sterling or
65
whatever
pounds
it is.
how else did Disney step in?
My guess is they misspelled Star Wars. It was like Star Wars.
But then then
Just imagine a guy selling, watching.
I'm going, well, that's
65 pounds sterling. What? We got to put some more. They're coming into. They're sniping at the last second for sure.
because obviously a collector, even after the movie, of course, it's a big deal now because the movie's not out yet. But even afterwards, I'm assuming collectors for an authentic script would be paying tens of thousands of dollars or whatever to have it.
More than $84.
So I said I would pay $84
But
for
then
it.
I finally go, wait a minute. If this person would have contacted John Boyega or Disney, I imagine the reward that this person would have received would have far exceeded $84. Probably would have been Disney World passes for life, free cruise, or I'm sure John Boyega would. I mean, this is a hugely kept secret by Disney. I'm sure it's worth some money. You could even hold it for ransom if you wanted, but even doing the honorable thing, I'm sure Disney could easily pass along.
Well, isn't it?
Tens of thousands.
Isn't the information out there? Didn't it actually like leak too? Didn't like in the whole? If you wanted to find out the whole plot, can't you go online and find the whole plot now?
I'm not.
I have not gone and looked. I don't want to find out the whole plot.
I didn't think so. Maybe. Or is it you saying from this particular script?
Yeah, I think so. From how this happened, I mean,
Of course, I guess if they.
I don't know if it's the whole plot or just plot points have been leaked online. My one friend told me that he knows, he has a customer who's a Star Wars fan, and they were talking about it, and like from the shots of what's going on and the leaked plot points and this whole storyline,
tie it all
it
together.
seems like it matches up pretty well with what they said was going to happen through whatever resource they used. I don't know, so like I would deliberately avoid it,
Right.
but
But I know too, they're very. Even with the scripts, they're all individually numbered. But then they also, at one point, I don't know if it was this one or Force Awakens or something. They were using the same. Weren't they using the same paper as U.S. currency that has all the little built-in
Something like
watermarks
that, yeah.
and stuff like that? So what do you do? You're John Boyega. Do you, just,
things happen. It's the worst thing that ever
Luckily,
happens
this is
to
the
him.
last
He'll
one,
be
otherwise-
he's doing okay.
otherwise, he might have got bumped out of the. If this was the first film instead of the last of the.
We got a script rewrite. Finn, sorry.
He's gone.
I'm going to say this, and this is going to sound awful. How many Star Wars actors outside of Harrison Ford have really gone on to make a mint of money in pretty much anything else? I know Carrie Fisher got a lot of acclaim for directing Postcards from the Edge, but that was like the one-trick pony.
Mark Hamill's got.
I was gonna say Mark Hamill's voiceover career is like really.
Voice.
I don't think he's.
actor.
I mean, he's not Harrison Ford
No.
successful, but I don't think he's. I think he's doing okay.
I think he's doing just fine.
Yeah.
But I'm not talking
Billy
like.
D. Williams.
Yoda's doing all right.
See that? Well,
Yoda's having a comeback lately.
did you see the articles of Billy D. Williams in the last couple of weeks? A little not necessarily appropriate for Inside Media Weekly discussion.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Well,
It's.
Hey, listen. When you're 80, you got to put something out there. I
He's
said
back in
when
Star Wars.
I said the last one came out, somebody needs to get a hold of him, make sure he's in the last movie. What do? Took care of me.
They heard it on Inside Media Weekly.
there you go.
Yep.
Come here. Billy D. We need you.
Kevin said, "You're in. Drop that."
I have to imagine with all these rumors that are going. I mean, I have to imagine there's going to be some giant thing at the end that involves Force ghosts and just every character. They're going to go out with some bang. Where, I mean, there's rumors Hayden Christensen might be making a cameo. I mean,
Jar Jar.
I don't know if Ahmed Best is going to
Is he coming back?
come back.
Boss Nass.
Oh God. Ah.
What more could you ask for?
I could ask for many more things. Many more things.
Speaking of many more things, I like how the one thing comes up is the picture. So, Frozen 2 made a few dollars
Did okay.
over Thanksgiving. They said it's already the 14th highest grossing animated film after 5 days in release. It's
been out for a week and a half.
10 days in release,
Right.
I'm sorry.
And I've heard it's mediocre.
The reviews have been pretty good.
I've heard mixed on it.
Everybody who has, I don't know how many people have seen it, but the people who have seen it said it was okay.
Okay.
That's what I've
A
heard.
lot of singing, I heard.
Okay.
I haven't seen it.
I remember going to see the film of the musical Phantom of the Opera, and we walked out, and we were behind two individuals and said, this is good, but there was a lot of singing in it. It's like,
Unexpected.
Who could have foreseen?
have you done any research at all?
It's a musical? Well, it's a lot of singing for a musical. A lot of singing.
So $287 million domestically in 10 days, $739 million. $739 globally in 12 days.
The Vatican Theater, like the smallest populous area in the world. Maybe.
This past weekend was $85.2 million over the 3 days, and since we had Thanksgiving, the 5 days was $123.7 million.
I have to give it up for Knives Out. That's a pretty good showing.
Yeah, Knives Out.
I think they had brilliant marketing for it. Really, really good.
Yeah.
I mean, they put the trailer in front of the right things, had the right amount of time on it. It wasn't overwhelming, but enough to say to people, we need to go see that. Plus, it had brilliant reviews. I think it was 99 on Rotten Tomatoes when I last saw. I mean, just well done. Well done.
Yeah. And then Ford versus Ferrari, is holding strong here at number 3. And we had a 16% drop. And Queen and Slim did very well as well in its opening weekend. And of course, A Beautiful Day at the Neighborhood, which I imagine a large percentage of that coming from Pittsburgh audiences.
Only an 11% drop. That's not a lot.
Right.
I mean, that's still not a bad move for a movie about Mr. Rogers.
And the good news is there's not a whole lot coming out this weekend, so these movies are going to have. Assuming Frozen 2 is going to continue to.
I mean, I would guess Queen and Slim has a deeper drop, but everything else stays pretty much the same. Yeah. That's not a lot of drop anywhere outside of 21 Bridges.
Well, you get the holiday weekend. I'm sure that has to help to some degree, doesn't it?
Yeah, but 21 Bridges is a steep drop. Everything else is pretty good.
Well, 21 Bridges only 39% drop. A lot of times it's like half.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Terminator Dark Fate was like a 60% drop.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
So this brings up the big question.
What is the question?
Does the Frozen franchise need a third movie? Discussed on CBR.com.
Doesn't matter what we think. If they think it's going to make money, they're going to make it.
Well, won't it definitely make money?
It's going to make money. No, I think if they think the third one will make money, they'll make it.
I mean, couldn't they just basically put Frozen... Couldn't they just run commercials for 2 weeks and just on ABC and ESPN for free?
Yes.
And advertise nowhere else and make money?
Yes.
Won't people just go to the movie? Frozen 3? I didn't even know it was out.
They got to pay some people. And I've not seen the film, but I've heard that Elsa doesn't have a love interest still. So if you wanted to go that route, hey, we'll do this now.
It's made over $700 million in 10 days. I mean, it's going to hit $1 billion, and it didn't cost $1 billion to make.
No.
Well, part of the argument here is that this movie, and none of us have seen it, right? So
no,
I have not.
Has a relatively conclusive ending to it, to the story, and wraps it up a little bit. It's interesting because you figure.
So did Toy Story 3, and they made a fourth one of that.
True.
I wish they'd ended it with that one, and then it was like, well.
But I think it's interesting that Lion King did have sequels. Were they both direct the video?
Yes.
Lion King 1.5.
Lion King 2, and then
Aladdin,
sort of the prequel,
The Return of Jafar, right? That was the
Return of Jafar, direct-to-video, and what was the other one, direct-to-video? There was something else.
Well, don't forget you had the Lion Guard, the whole
King
TV.
of Thieves.
Did they do a Beauty and the Beast or a?
Oh yes,
they had the Enchanted Christmas, right?
Which was direct-to-video, and then they did something else, which was really bad.
What was the other big movie Little Mermaid?
Little Mermaid had a
sequel.
Little
Mermaid had a 2, which was
wasn't there a Lion King 1.5?
Yeah, but they were directive.
Yeah,
they didn't come in the theaters.
Yeah, I'm not saying they weren't in the
theater.
theater.
And then Simba's Pride, or was that?
It was a television show.
Lion Guard's a new television show.
Yes. But Simba's
yes.
Lion King 2 was direct-to-video, and Lion King 1.5 was backward direct-to-video.
So how soon, or do we think they're going to put this one away for a little bit, hold it in their back pocket, and then bring it back out in 5 or 10 years?
3 to 4 years.
Okay. Well, that means they got to probably start
right now. The phone's on. The phone is ringing. Listen, come up with a third idea. Go.
Hey, can you use some of that stuff that you already had that we didn't use in this movie that you're almost done with?
My guess is you got to get most of the cast back, if not all of them. I mean, you might be able to replace someone minor, but
somebody has to do it pretty good. Olaf impression.
What if,
I mean, you could really
what if Josh Gad
terrible,
holds
right?
out for?
Right? I mean,
Josh Gad's coming back. Josh Gad, I don't think is going to go anywhere else.
Okay.
Idina Menzel, on the other hand,
Might be busy. Might need 20 million, 25 million
right.
to show up.
okay. I'm sure they can. I'm pretty sure Disney can come up with it.
Oh, I'm certain they can. It's just that negotiation. 18.5 million and 1% of profits on the back end, or whatever it is.
Speaking of profits, so we just got the first Black Widow trailer. I don't know if you guys had a chance to
I
view
did
it
not
yet.
have a chance. No chance.
Teaching.
Spoiler for those that did not see it. If you have not seen Avengers Endgame, you may want to cover your ears for 5 seconds. But
Oh,
she's dead, right? So this obviously is going to be a prequel of some kind. Well, that's true. Anybody can come
Back
back.
and forth of it, here's the thing. Comic book movies, anything, whatever. Thanos was also dead and then wasn't dead in the movie.
Yeah.
So,
The trailer is pretty impressive. So this is our first MCU for Phase 4, right? Is this the first one?
I think so, yeah.
I get so confused.
Yeah, Spider-Man ended.
Who knows?
Spider-Man closed a phase. It was sort of like the coda or the end of the end. Do you like Spider-Man, by the way?
Which one?
The last one with Mysterio.
I didn't see Far From Home. Or Spider-Verse. Yes.
They're both spectacular.
I did see the one before that, Homecoming.
Homecoming.
I did see. I liked Homecoming.
Okay.
I was entertained. I'm not a big Spider-Man guy though,
Oh,
so I mean,
they're both good.
it was good. It was.
And I might even say Spider-Verse was better. It may have, like, I was talking with Tim. Tim said it may be his favorite Marvel Comics movie ever.
Wow.
I hear it's really
that
good.
good. It's
I
excellent.
actually own it, and I walk by it every day because somehow it's like on my landing. I just haven't watched it, and I have Disney
Kinley's
Plus.
probably
It's
too
on-
young to watch it, but it's...
Yeah, is it PG-13?
Yes.
She even if I told her she was allowed, she would say no. She's like, it says 13, Dad. I can't watch it. All right, fine.
It's
Nice.
it's brilliant.
Star Wars is PG. She won't watch it. I'm like, it's PG. Oh no. Maybe next year. Okay. We'll see.
Fantastic. So big news.
Oh,
This is my favorite. So
big news.
No Time to Die. They just released
Oh, this trailer
a
was.
teaser
Yeah, it was so
for the
pointless.
teaser that's coming out this week.
It was. Yeah, I
Does
watched
it have
this the other
any
day.
bits of the movie,
There's
or
a
is it
tiny
just...
I mean, it's got
couple
some
shots,
stuff,
and then
yeah.
everything
Clippings
else
from the other ones.
Then everything else goes, production shots. So we've got a trailer coming out Wednesday, and we now have,
We have to tease it on Sunday for the trailer on Wednesday.
You just want a trend. I don't know. This segment of Bond has been very up and down. Casino Royale may be one of my favorite all-time Bond movies.
Quantum of Solace.
Maybe one of my all-time least favorite Bond films ever. Just so good.
Well, there's some bad ones in there though too.
Well, one of them was okay. The last one...
No, I didn't mean for the Daniel Craig. I meant.
Oh, on the whole?
On the whole.
Moonraker's painful to watch.
Yeah, on the
and that's
whole.
not even the worst one there. Moonraker's bad.
There's some bad ones.
Bad. Yeah, Live and Let Die is pretty awful as well. When Yaphet Kotto gets exploded by, like, air, and it's like a balloon puppet man. It's,
You know.
Well, when you have this many films, you're going to have
Oh, there's some dogs.
a few clunkers in the middle of there. So
Even Marvel has some clunkers in their 25 movies.
I wouldn't say clunkers. There's some least favorite films in that set.
Iron Man 3 is pretty bad.
It's not bad, though. I would watch Iron Man 3 over
Compared to the
most
other movies.
movies any day. Almost all of them.
Shape of Water.
Yes, I would, of course, watch it 14 times over that. Gah, that tripe. Silent movie with the dancing in it. Ugh.
The Good Dinosaur or Shape of Water.
Ugh. I would watch The Good Dinosaur.
You said that one was bad, didn't you, though?
What?
The Good Dinosaur?
It wasn't good. I think it's the only
it was misnamed
clunker-
in its
Yeah,
title.
the mediocre dinosaur. I think it's the only Pixar clunker there is. That and Cars 3.
What about
Cars 2.
Cars 2. I was going to say Cars 2 is the
Cars
one that
2
gets
is
the
the
bad
clunker,
rap
yeah.
of all.
Yeah, Cars 3 is okay. Cars 2 is a clunker. Good dinosaur clunker. After that, I think you'd easily argue just about anything is the greatest Pixar film of all.
Toy Story 4.
I'd put up my eyebrows. Monsters University, I would, put my hand on your shoulder and make you think twice. But anything else?
Jenna just watched that the other day. It was entertaining.
Yes. It's not
great.
It's not bad, but it's
not
not
as good
great.
as Monsters Inc.
Right. If you're like, oh, Monsters Inc. is okay, but Monsters University is really great. It's kind of like, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Speaking of being wrong, can you believe it? We haven't had Fuller House news in a while. Of course, with the Lori Loughlin thing, we kind of been taking a step back on our news.
Yeah.
But Kirk Cameron's going to be making a cameo.
Tell me Aunt Becky shows up or Michelle shows up, then I'll be stunned.
Well,
Kirk Cameron's not exactly a full social schedule. Right?
he's got some stuff going on, but obviously, his sister, of course, is in the series, and she apparently is directing the episode that he is in. She just dropped that bombshell on us.
Bombshell.
Wow.
Breaking news.
Can you believe?
Interrupted.
Has anyone even watched an episode of Fuller House?
Lots of people have, actually.
I'm sure they have, but
Yes.
have you watched an episode?
Okay. I did attempt to watch episode 1, and
I did not attempt.
By attempt, what does that mean?
well, I think I watched maybe half of it, and I'm like, okay. I just was curious to see, and it was...
It hasn't even come close to making my queue of what I'm going to watch.
No, I've sat in front of the TV with nothing to watch and have not thought, let's watch Fuller House. Let's get
Now you got
started
a lot
on
of
this.
seasons you got to do. Now you have lots of episodes.
Well, I'm up through episode 10 now of the first season.
Fuller House?
No.
Of?
Jessica Jones.
Oh.
Yeah. So, almost done with the first season of Jessica Jones.
Well, it's all right. It's not,
Look out, 2014. I'm coming for you. 15,
It
whatever
takes some
it was.
time sometimes.
Can you believe this?
I
Joker just
can
beat
believe it.
Batman
I can absolutely
versus
believe
Superman
it.
at the box
Yes.
office.
I can. It's only $100 million behind Aquaman, but no China box office.
It's impressive.
And Aquaman, I think it did was it $300 million in China?
$500 million. I don't know.
I think it was 300. It was like
300 here
I think
in
it was
the United
300.
States.
No, I think it was 300 in China, or was it 239 million in China, something
I
like
don't
that? It was some big number in China, box office.
Yeah.
But yeah, because it's cracked $1 billion without using the second biggest. It's the second biggest box office in the world, right?
Now it is, yeah.
Yeah. That's impressive to make $1 billion
yeah.
and have zero.
Although beating Batman, Superman, that's like saying you're taller than my grandma.
Well, that's not true. It made a lot of money. I mean, it made money.
Sure, but beating Batman, Superman is not the impressive part. That movie was terrible.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was, but it still made a boatload of money.
Ton
And
of
the
money.
fact that an R-rated movie about the Joker outgrossed
Just the
a PG-13 movie about Batman and
Big
Superman.
battle
That's
of
terrible.
Batman and Superman.
That's fine. I mean, I get that the one is panned as terrible and the one is reviewed as great, but I mean, the fact that it made $1 billion, it's the first R-rated movie ever to make $1 billion.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Yeah. I find it to be really. I find it. After seeing it and after seeing how the legs that it had and so on, I'm not surprised. But if you would have told me at the beginning, like if you would have told me that Black Panther would gross more money domestically than Avengers: Infinity War,
Oh, yeah.
like I wouldn't. After seeing some of the numbers come out, I wouldn't have been shocked. But if you told me beforehand, I'd be surprised. If you would have told me this,
But after seeing
2 months ago.
I think Black Panther's a better film.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you would have told me this 2 months ago, I wouldn't have believed you.
No, but I still think Joker is a better film by
Oh, yeah.
far than either of those. And I think that's ultimately one of the biggest deciding factors is whether or not it's good. Joker's good and Batman, Superman, not.
Is Joaquin Phoenix going to get some potential Best Actor looks
I think
at
he'll
all?
get a Globe nod. I don't think he'll get.
So I'm curious if there's going to be
Is
an
this-
awards
is this
bump later.
a musical comedy, though?
I think it might be.
You never know. I mean, could he be the first person nominated in both? Both categories
say
at the Golden Globes. Always like to do things to get
Sure.
We'll nominate him in both.
Somebody's.
We have an
Emailing or
alert.
something.
So I just enjoyed this headline. M. Night Shyamalan calls his next 3 movies weird and dark, as if he hasn't seen his entire film catalog.
You know, it would make me happier if he called his next 3 films good.
Wow.
That would make me happier. It would. It
He makes a
really
lot of
would.
movies, and none of them ever gross. They never seem to be huge movies.
There was a noticeable slow throughout a lot of those. Now, has anyone seen Blast, the last one?
No.
Did you watch Glass, Boni? I thought you'd be all over that.
I know.
I feel like I need
It's
to go
on
back
my
and
list
watch
of things to
Unbreakable,
watch.
and then probably watch Split for the first time.
Split was brilliant. It was really good. I've not seen Glass yet.
And I have not either. Or Split.
No, Split was spectacular. Really good. Thought it was a nice coming back. Especially he did that one about the elevator where he didn't write it, he directed it, or he didn't direct it, he wrote it. I forget which one it was. He did one of the two. I thought that was very good. But some of those were just
What about Stuart
dogs.
Little? Does that count?
That doesn't count. Get out of town. Stuart
one of-
Little counts for
Hey, what he
nothing.
didn't tell you is his next 3 movies are actually Stuart Little 2, 3, and 4. So it's kind of bizarre marketing.
I think there was a Stuart Little 2 already.
Michael J. Fox in that one too. So if you look at his domestic box office, there are. Well, he's got 7 films. Of course, Stuart Little was one of them, over 100 million.
Okay.
He was just a screenwriter. We should add on Stuart Little. Sixth Sense, 293.
Excellent.
Signs,
Yeah.
227.
Very good. Oh, good.
Split was 138.
Excellent.
The Last Airbender was 131, and
Awful.
The Village was 114, and
Oh,
Glass was
so bad.
111.
The Village was so bad, but Lady in the Water was worse. That movie. Have you watched that
No.
movie? Oh, man. This thing comes swimming through grass. I mean, I remember stopping and taking off my glasses. I was like, oh.
Sounds riveting. Maybe I should.
Terrible.
Maybe I should watch it.
I think I own it. It's
I
terrible.
owned it at one point. I
Ugh.
know that. I did own it at one point.
Ugh.
I
That
may not
movie
own it
is
any longer.
Awful.
And of course, After Earth didn't help his
Oh.
career either. So
That movie's so bad.
we're almost out of time.
What?
I know there's only 1 minute left. So this weekend we have Playmobil.
We haven't decided.
The movie. I didn't realize those toys have been around since 1974. I think I read. And so they're making a movie.
childhood.
And this movie came out in the summer, got panned like crazy, and then it's just now coming out in U.S. It's been all around the world in different markets, but all through it's like
Somehow
June,
managed to avoid
somehow-
the spoilers about it.
And the Aeronauts is also coming out. It's getting some trailers are showing for that, and Dark Waters also has been out in limited.
I've never heard of any of these movies.
Well, Dark Waters is Mark Ruffalo. It's him going
I've heard
up
of
against
I've not heard of any of these
That's
movies.
going wide on Thursday, not on Friday. I don't
Well, you
understand.
gotta get that quick Thursday box
This is what I
office.
hate is when we get to the holidays, we got all these weird release dates and stuff like that that are coming up. So I'm guessing Frozen 2 is going to be
Sounds
number
like Frozen
1
2 is a
again
winner.
for
Yes.
their week. And then of course, the next week we got Jumanji. It's going to be all rock all the time
For
All
1 week.
rock, all the time, all this week.
for 1 week.
Yeah, for 1 week, because then Rise of Skywalker's the next week, isn't it?
There's like 3 movies coming up
and
against
Cats
Skywalker.
and Bombshell and Superintelligence. So let's check to see
Oh,
the box office. Who tops the box office next week on the next edition of Inside Media Weekly. Thanks for joining us.